the audio. Quite frankly, I keep playing around with this headset, so hopefully I will get this done. I hear any distortion is really good, so I'm gonna chill on that. But we left off yesterday on day 1, went into day 2. We're playing like more of the commentary portion of what's going on inside here. It's kind of cool. You get a little bit more insight of like what the characters were doing, why they're there, what the developers are doing, like the secret trail that I guys stumbled upon apparently that was secret. That I was just like, oh, cool, a way to the more different areas. But their commentary is fucking hilarious. Like, it's very interesting to see like the reoccurring people kind of like popping in and out of it, and the clarity in this is really, really good. I mean, I definitely do enjoy the freaking like.
She loved it. Might be great to explore it sometime
Oh,
this summer.
we're in the cave.
It looks like the path leads through the cave.
Back in the cave, huh? Man,
Yes, we're back in the cave.
Another lookout in there.
Another lookout?
They go in, they never come out.
Hello?
Oh yeah, the oxen free. Maybe. Nothing. I guess we lost our opportunity to like fuck around. There's a way you can like scare the shit out of her. It's hella funny. So, let's go ahead and pull up our map, our handy dandy map in 4K, which is really cool for me. Honestly, I'm definitely digging like this whole experience. So, we're here. We gotta do something around finding our way back to the lookout. 2 forks. Oh, there we go. Oh, they're all blinking. Shit. Never mind. There goes that thesis. Yeah, because this game is very bare bones when it comes into the map. But this one is a lot better than what it was before. Like, I mean, looking at this now, the way is way more in depth. This is the first time I played it. It was like, you know, pretty cool. Oh! I did not even realize that. That's pretty tight. On the side, the auto tour, it has like a little, like, day chart. That's fucking badass. Okay. I see you. There's a lot of audio tapes we gotta get. Then a part 2, 77. Dear gosh. Old climbing gear, damaged tree. It's an in-depth map. Anyways, our way back here is the way we're getting to, going down to south. So, we're pointing in the right direction. This should be fine. Though, we did open that and come from the canyon last time. So I'm thinking maybe, maybe a long way from the cave. Because I do remember getting the audio log. We'll go ahead and pop this in just so we can have something to listen to.
Jane. We're back.
Jane,
Let's talk about
on
this
everything.
Cave, Ollie.
Oh, let's not.
This cave really gave us all quite a bit of headache, actually. I was actually kind of having a mini panic attack because one of the hardest things to light in games actually is any area that's sort of half indoor and half outdoor, and this cave
The amoeba of lighting. Which I had to admit, when I got inside of there, I was just like, what the fuck? I can't see shit. Like, shit, that dude.
But yeah, it caused a lot of problems in terms of the logic gating of the environment switches, because every time the time of day changes in the game,
freaky.
it then like sets that time of day.
Because there's no doorway really.
So the way the cave is lit, it actually just changes the time of day in the whole game. So like when you hit the trigger, if you could somehow magically transport yourself back outside the cave, you'd see like the sun spinning through the sky, the sky changing, and it was it was really hard to.
The world's gone mad in that world.
Make it feel natural.
Not to mention that when you're inside the cave, everything also has to look really dark. And we use a method called image-based lighting.
These audio logs are actually...
And that basically means that all the objects, like all the trees and rocks, just look out to the sky to see what their lighting should be. And so in the cave, we actually had to do sort of like a fake sky for anything inside that is just pure black. So the lighting inside would be appropriately dark.
But still navigatable to a player without the
Exactly,
flashlight.
and so
The
and also
cave
to be able
auditorium.
to have a smooth transition when you're going from the brightly lit outside to the really
What's
dark
going
inside
on, viewer?
and coming back out again and
See,
having
you
all the
have
appropriate logic
wandered
for
upon
the time of day,
Firewatch.
like Ollie said. It was just a real pain in the butt.
Alright, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop on the second one.
I
Tape
love the
12.
little
We have a
details
lot.
in Firewatch's
Cool thing I just
dialogue.
noticed is
There
like
are
as
a
you go
lot of
along, if you
very
look at the
subtle,
freaking map,
hard to notice things that
you can
Sean
see
put
that
in,
there are like
while writing it that
little
you
notches
really
that you get to get the
couldn't
date
notice
after.
without multiple playthroughs.
So you just have to try to collect
but they
all of
add up to
them.
this feeling that
Nope.
you're talking to real people who, just like real people, kind of echo back things you said earlier. Who continue in jokes that have been established, et cetera, et cetera. And one of the subtlest that
Where'd
I
that
don't
fucking
think I
creepy
even
guy go?
noticed till I was rewiring the game midway through is the spooky figure who you meet.
Yeah,
at
the spooky
towards
figure I'm chasing after.
Spooky figure. If the teens call you a creep,
Epic.
Henry calls the guy who's putting a flashlight in his face a creep.
Right.
And he goes, "There's some guy out here creeping," or he says something like, "He's a creep out here." She's like,
Yeah.
"A creep, Henry." He's like,
Right.
"Yeah, there's a guy who's spooking me out here.
Right.
I don't like it." And I mean, I like doing stuff like that. I pay a lot of attention to the sort of infectiousness of language.
Yeah.
Especially in this office, someone will start using a turn of phrase that
That's so
then
funny.
I'll be at lunch with someone later, or I'll be out with Jake or whatever, and then I'll hear the phrase
Theory crafting?
through them,
Yeah.
where it's like,
Inside
like
jokes.
somebody was
I
saying,
love it.
"Oh, there was a total creep outside at the bus stop." Then it wouldn't be long, like 18 hours later, it would be totally conceivable to hear Jake be like, "Oh yeah, that guy's kind of a creep. I don't know if we should have him by or whatever."
Yep.
And I'd be like, "Man, okay." Like that word is now like bubbling along the surface of our social network here.
Mm-hmm.
And I like people are like that. People are weird, sort of like passive, like non-participatory sponges sometimes.
Yeah.
And I just like putting that stuff in the writing. And you can do that in games in a way that you can't do that in other media. If you do that in like a book or something, it's so double underlined that it feels like you're making a big point as an author. But in a game, because it's player driven and it's passive, it just feels causal and the way the world will.
That is true though. That's like so funny. It's like you coin a phrase and then all of a sudden someone's just like using it. It's like shit. That shit's popping. It's popping off. You come up with anything and then people just like, yeah. That shit's popping off. Though that's a horrible phrase. No one should use that, except for maybe Magnitude from Community. Ooh, tape 14. What you
Chris
got
again
for us?
here. Hey, and Jake, congratulations, player. You have completed the Teen Loop.
Oh man, that's true. This is the end of what was originally called teenloop.unity, a scene file in our game engine Unity, because we thought that was just going to be the file corresponding to the first
this piece
sort
of game.
Probably
that you just
comment in
yeah,
on
this
this.
first big objective.
but
I'm
then-
seeing like if I can turn down the audio like portion of the settings. I guess that would be kind of cool because like the voice settings are tight. I think that falls under probably music since it's underneath the other one. So I'll bring that down, bring that up a smidge. I think we should
We
be
kept
good.
building, so all of Firewatch is in fact saved inside of a file called teenloop.unity. So know that for the rest of your play experience, you are inside of the Teen Loop.
Yeah. This
So you
part
can
of the
barely
game
hear their voice.
you probably are right now if you're listening to these commentary
I think the best thing we need to do is just put the subtitles on. Then we'd be like,
notes.
way ahead of the
basically in
game.
sequence. The music is either about to kick in or has just kicked in. It's dark. You're finding your tower's been broken into. This I really strongly remember feeling when this went into the game and had the music, which was actually the first music implemented in the entire game. All this stuff together.
now this
felt
is
to me
fun.
like
We
the
can actually
first
talk to freaking like
real
Delilah.
moment of assertive tension in the game, and it felt really crazy.
Yeah, because we had our environment system working for the first time, so the sky turned to nighttime,
Yep.
and our world logic allowed the tower to switch into its broken into state just when you were off in the world for the first time, and then when that music.
I wonder if I can
finally
comment to
came
her
in,
about
we're
the
like,
fucking
oh,
radio, like,
wow,
if
okay,
that's
this
to
is
be like,
a world
hey,
that's
do you know
alive
about
and
these
intense
things where
and
people are
cinematic,
commenting in real life?
and all
Like,
of it happened
do you
without us ever having
understand
to cut the
that
camera.
we're
I
like in
remember
some
being-
fucking
we were all very proud
biodome,
and stoked
like,
of that. For
you
sure.
know,
That was
the
like right
Truman
before we
Show
first
type
demoed the game,
situation?
I think at in the Arcade Expo.
Yeah, because the end
Oh.
of day one was the end of the first.
Oh
hour.
shit,
Right
son.
before this, there's the moment with
Who would
the
do
Greek
this?
guy
A
in the
typewriter
woods,
like this.
and that was sort of a
So
moment of tension.
prestigious.
But that's also arguably maybe not, because it's immediately deflated by Delilah.
Right, but this, you're like,
was like,
holy crap.
Okay, I remember feeling kind of nervous about it because it was like the game is declaring this is a tense moment, and if it falls flat, we have failed. We can't like make a joke to diffuse it. And I think it basically worked, and it was a real relief.
Yeah. Ba, 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 ba.
Oh, the person that broke in, they could break glass, but I can't. Bastard gets to have all the fun.
Someone broke in.
Hey, what?
They wrecked the place. Threw my typewriter out the window. Motherfucker.
Those illiterate motherfuckers.
I'll let the Forest Service know what happened.
Delilah, please. He's just so frustrated he can't even use a walkie-talkie. Okay. I think the best thing in this situation is just, pick up. We'll just, clean up until further, I guess,
Okay,
noted.
I put in a call.
Okay.
That was fast.
That's kind of fast.
Yeah, well, do you have any idea who could have done this?
Old Man Higgins.
Maybe that guy I saw in the canyon, but I don't know why the fuck he'd want to mess with my stuff.
Well, I'll have the Rangers
Man,
keep
what's
an
the
eye
guy
out for a
against
man
books and
hiking on his own
typewriters?
and
Like,
question
seriously.
him if they find him. I can't believe someone would do this. I worry about bears and fires, and that's about it.
You worry about
Now I've
fucking
gotta worry
Smokey
about
the
some
Bear
deranged
and
hiker
like
going
his
after
deranged
cows.
fucking
Great.
like way to try to keep out fires. Seriously,
Okay,
we're in a game called
I'm gonna
Firewatch
call
and
my
you're worried
friend
about
Patty
Smokey
at
the
Merced
motherfucking
Dust
Bear
Down
with
Company.
fire.
They keep a list of everyone who's officially
Chick.
in and out of the trailhead
Questioning
since,
everything now.
I don't know, forever. And
Right, and then next she's gonna be like, with the bear keeps stealing
Get
picnic
much, but
baskets.
At least if anything else happens, we can refer to it.
Leech your life,
See if
motherfucker.
anything comes up.
Thanks.
I need you to feel safe out here.
I do not feel safe out here.
Just point me to the Forest Service weapons cache and I'll feel safer than the Pope in his little car.
Yeah, that's right.
Someone made the choice years ago that leaving people with infinite amounts of alone time and a gun was kind of a bad idea.
No.
I'll see what I can do.
I was almost done cleaning up. The loading time wasn't that bad actually. I like it because of like the way it's graphically more intensive. Because before it was like more like cartoony. And this one it's like way more in depth. I mean it's nothing that's super insane, but you can tell for like an indie game it's super insane. You're like, yeah.
Wake up.
Frostbite. I mean these guys did fucking amazing. I don't know too much about the company
Hey,
that made
wake
this,
up.
so. What, Delilah? Why do you always bug me early in the fucking morning like a damn bird?
I'm awake. I'm awake. What's your problem?
Our problem.
Sorry, our
I
problem.
don't know what's our problem. What
That
are we
storm
doing?
knocked out the phone line I used to talk to the service, which means we're cut off. I tried radioing out, and that's not working either.
Well, we should fix that.
I don't really know why that would be the case.
There's no backup?
There's no
That's
backup?
my
The
logical
backup
question.
is the 2-day hike out of here.
So that's a no?
It's easy for me to send
Freaking
all the lookouts out to
negativo.
check the status of the wire in their areas. Yours is a good hike away. If you find any portion of it down, I can try to get a hold of a ranger and he'll bring someone in to fix it.
Okay, I can do that. Where is it?
Remember that cave you hiked through yesterday?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, of course.
So you're going to want to go back there, go through it, and keep going straight to the north when you come out.
Will do.
Thanks, Hank.
Cool, we're gonna go exploring.
It's Henry.
Henry.
What, you don't like Hank?
Yeah, I don't like Hank.
But
Not my
Hanks
name.
rhymes with Hank.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, all right.
This girl's so weird. Can we drink the whiskey? I keep this on us at all times. Whiskey is it's a journey quest item and journeys through the wilderness. Like stamina type shit, you know? What's that? What elf have? Is that whiskey? Nah, stamina juice. It's pretty fucked up. No, that's just the way elves are. Mythical creatures. And mystical, all wrapped up into one little bundle. Alright. So, I always do love looking at the maps, because, like, it's pretty cool. So we're headed, like, farther up north. It's gonna be pretty chill. So, like, all we need to do is, let's see here. We end up going, let's see which direction. Let's bring this map in a little closer. Yep, there's the cave, so as long as we stick to the right, we'll be fine on this journey out. And then just book it north. I believe it is Beartooth Point we're running towards. We're correct. I do like to reference this from time to time, just to make sure, because you can't get lost in this forestry. It's pretty crazy. Like right now, I've completely gone off of wrong horse. There we go. Okay, so go east, then north. I can't jump those. I might be able to jump this. Nope. Too deadly. Yeah, this is the quick path. Okay.
You wake up pretty early then, huh?
As soon as the sun comes up. Forest Service really frowns on us putting up curtains for some reason.
I just covered my head with my pillow. Seems to do the trick.
Wow. The forest could never burn down on your watch.
I think we already got that one that was explaining about the creepy guy. Oh, I don't know if we've heard this one actually.
Hey, it's Chris again.
And Sean.
Hey.
Hey.
So the conversation that you may be hearing or may be coming up soon has Delilah taking call from another lookout.
Oh, yeah.
To her, Henry can hear this
This
all happening.
made me
And
feel
when she finishes
so
that call,
non-trusting
the player can choose
of
to
her
call
at
on it
all.
or not call her on it.
And
That
like,
was a very interesting.
I
piece of
lost.
writing
Like, cause I was like,
decision.
kind of like, when
I really
day
love
one
the
hit, I was like, oh,
idea we
cool, like
had
she's
here,
kind of
and I love
crazy,
the way
but
it is performed.
it is kind
I
of cool to be
feel
like at least having someone with humor.
especially
So it's like, all right,
would add
whatever.
something to it if I were to go
And
back
like
into the
you get
game
to feel like
and,
this kind of
noodle
attachment to like
around.
running with this character of Henry and
It
Delilah.
was this is a kind of
And then all of a
confusing call
sudden,
for
like,
people,
you
and I'm
wonder what
sure
the
if
fuck's
it
going
was
on
for you,
because you
you'll
get this
understand
phone
why,
call, like, or
which
over
is
here,
that
this phone call, and
people
she's
get
just
really
reporting
hung
into
up on the
someone.
fact
You're
that
like,
Delilah
what the
takes this
fuck is she
mysterious
doing?
call, and then it's never sort of like overtly explained that she's just doing her job. She's just literally just talking to someone else, and the lens through which you hear it is 100% is Henry's paranoia.
Yeah.
But I feel like that could have been underscored here way more had I let you, the player, like, find a nuanced middle ground and sort of pry at her about what that call was without freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
If you call her on it, Henry gets very, very defensive. And while I think that goes to illustrate the fact that Henry doesn't have a lot of capacity for nuance and middle ground because he's so damaged and bummed to be in the situation he's in,
I mean, he's not
feel like
super
you kind of did
damaged.
players a disservice by not letting them feel out the relationship and a potential mystery early on.
I think that dated from an earlier revision of the game in which we were barreling towards more of a hard break between Henry and Delilah.
Yes.
And this was maybe just one thing that didn't quite get that last tweak.
Yeah. But I still like the scene,
Me too.
nevertheless.
It's actually pretty damn cold out here.
Roger that. Warms up fast. The mornings are cold in Boulder, though, right?
Yeah, they are.
What did you get up to down there? I mean, what's life like?
Talking about my favorite
boring
bar.
if you don't ski. We used to go to this bar called the Dollar, though. I love that place.
Oh, wait, is that down on Pearl? They have all the money pinned to the ceiling?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
I love that bar. Why didn't you go anymore?
I
got a DUI.
So,
Oh.
yeah, not particularly proud of it.
Well, I mean, look, I haven't told anyone this, but,
Henry's had a
I
fucked
got
up
one
path.
too,
He really has,
5
poor
years
guy.
ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, God, it was stupid. It was so stupid, but, you know, it's late, it's winter, the streets are empty, and you just want to get home.
Totally.
Ugh, so fucking dumb. Hey, can you hold on a sec?
Yeah, that's the way
Sure.
we're supposed to go.
Just gonna keep hiking and hoping it warms up.
Heyo. I don't think so. Why
Oh yeah,
would
this
you?
is what they're talking about.
Okay, good.
I think we're just gonna
No, I
listen
don't think
because
he has any idea.
you'll like it.
I'm absolutely sure. Would you? All right. I'll let you know if anything changes in that regard. Hey, sorry about that. Anyway,
She forgot to hit the
empathize
mute
with
switch.
DUI thing. Did your girlfriend get mad, or whoever? You said we used to go to the bar. Ugh, sorry, I'm the most awkward woman on earth.
Oh, I have the best way out of this one. I see the wire.
Well, looks like I might have lost you. You could be down in one of those valleys. Call me if you need anything.
I can see the wire you're talking about. It looks like it's in good shape from here.
We'll follow it up to the top of
It
the
would
trail.
have been better
if you
timing if I
can.
got it right
You
in
can head
time.
back as soon as you give me the all clear.
Got it.
Game changer. Just take the Joel approach. Doing my work. I do like how you can like radio in and chat with her from time to time. You know, you see things and you can really call out like what's going on. Like not everything is, but this one you can.
Hey, I found a structure that might have been an outhouse once, I think.
Whoa, you don't need my permission to go to the bathroom, but, you know, use abandoned shitters at your own peril.
I mean, I'm in the right area.
You've... the comms wire runs for quite a ways. Follow it all the way to the top of Beartooth Point, and if it's not damaged, you can loop around back home.
Nope, I see it. Right over there, let's roll. We don't need this compass anymore. That's right, compass, we don't need you. We found another audio log, cool. find out what the commentary is going to be here.
Hey, it's Jake again.
And Mark's here.
So, is there anything style-wise that you had to consider on this game as opposed to doing work?
Check out the app.
Like
The sphere, the environment.
Stuff
Well,
you've done
they're
for
talking.
more AAA in scope.
Yeah, I mean, my previous work, I've done a lot more just ridiculous, over-the-top Hollywood type.
That guy sounds like he
swears,
phoned in.
explosions,
He's just like, I can't make it into the office, but I can
So it was neat to just
call
sort of,
you.
like, stop and think about what the relevant effects to walking around a national park would be.
Right.
Just sort of ambient, natural, secondary motion that you would want in the world.
Oh, let's go open up that box.
Obnoxiously overpowered as most things you would do for a AAA action game.
You know, the entire world looks hazy and covered in smoke as the fire gets
Really
closer
does.
and closer. And obviously, we couldn't just fill the entire world with smoke because everyone's graphics card would melt, and it would also look like a big pile of garbage. So it seems like you and Paolo, who did a lot of the sort of programming side of this, ended up inventing this thing that the team called the Henry Smoke Barfer.
What the fuck is that?
I do think Nels actually coined that one, but yeah.
It was probably Nels.
Yeah, it's a very Nels thing to say.
Yeah, Henry at this point in the game is wandering around with basically a pigpen cloud around him. When you see the sparks flying around on day 79 or the sort of lingering haze on days 77 and 78, that's actually
she gets
Henry's
really
body
crazy.
emitting those, then leaving them behind in the trail.
I made up a group of emitters that rotate around the watchtower that, you know, if you look real closely, you could probably make it out, but it gives that sort of feeling of it's super intensely smoky outside without having
you're in the middle of this big swirling storm, but actually it's just, you know...
It's really
6
funny
feet
to
of
make the
smoke
notes
spinning
between
around
the two.
outside of the building.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fucking pine cones. You belong in nature. You've been fucking cooped up for too long. Oh, darn. It's a trap note. Fuck. Sorry, pine cone, I tried.
Hey there, Mac.
Hey, what's going
Dash
on?
is back and better than ever.
Hey, oh, we found a turtle, by the way.
Whoa, I found a turtle.
That's
Maybe
good to
it's
hear.
a
You're doing better, man.
tortoise. It's a thing with a shell.
Oh, I want to pick up the turtle.
It's actually pretty cute.
I'm going to adopt that turtle.
Well, Henry, if you decide you want it to keep you company, nobody will mind.
Now, what do I call it? Looks like a,
Oh, this ought to be good.
I'm going to say
You know,
it's
actually,
a
I think I'll
secret.
come up with this thing's name on my own. Something real special.
What a lucky creature.
You better, like, respect the turtle and my bond. This girl's getting hella jelly. This is Doris, alright? Just chill. Oh, cool, another cash box. How did I miss that? Oh, no, that's the trap box. Fuck that. Anyways. There we
yeah,
go.
Okay, the wire's down here.
Really? Awesome. Good find.
It's like, I don't know, a mile and a half east of me. You just follow the trail up the hill, you can't miss it. I'll go see what the damage is.
So now we gotta go down and swing around. But thank goodness we could jump past this trap box, I think. Hell yes. Hoorah. Now we should probably take the long way around. We might find something maybe worthwhile. Let's see though. I might be wrong. I think we got that one. Let's go check. Yeah, I'm positive now we got that one because that's 19. Oh, damn it, I was hoping I could just jump down from there. Guess we jump down from everywhere else. Oh well, fine, I'll do it the traditional way. Not the rugged forest way. Like it always should be. Win this round, nature. But only this round. Damn kids again.
Guess what?
What is it?
There's a bunch of empty cans up here.
Same as before?
Yep.
These fucking kids.
Why do you think they'd be up here?
Hell if I know, but they better have stayed away from our communication stuff.
Mac, I talked to my girlfriend about what I told you and now I feel so much better.
That's good,
Emoji
man.
purple heart.
I'm hoping like things worked well.
Well, I
That's
hopped
good that
down
you
a
got it off
drop
your
and
chest,
now I
man.
can't
It
climb
always
back
feels
up.
good to like go of
That
like
is a pickle.
the feeling you're feeling
I
towards
can
someone
just
that's like a
keep hiking,
significant
but I
other. You
figured
know,
I should let you know in case I get myself
communication is
trapped
the
down here.
strongest bond you can have with someone.
How adventurous of you.
I've been doing a lot more climbing out here than I expected.
Well, keep your radio charged. I'd hate to one day find a skeleton with an orange backpack at the bottom of a ravine.
How do you know there isn't already an orange backpack on the bottom of a ravine? Ask my future self. Delilah. Didn't think about that, did you? Time travel's just not your thing. Damn Forest Service. How lucky I am good at this. Recycling shit. Go to hell. That's so funny.
Hey, so the wire is definitely down out here. I just found it. Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't look like the wind. It looks like it was cut deliberately.
I knew it the moment you said you found their trash. These idiots are gonna pay. Do they realize this is how people die? I mean, what if something happened to one of my lookouts while this was going on? And God forbid there's an actual fire burning out of control.
What do you want to do?
I want you to go find them.
And then
Yeah, let's go hunt some teens down.
I
So then
haven't
we
thought
feel
that
like
far
chucking
ahead.
Jason Voorhees right
That's not
now.
true. Everything that comes to mind is illegal.
Let's
Oh,
hear it.
like what?
Oh yeah?
Hey, I came out here for a breath of fresh air and some adventure. What do you got?
I think I want you to just find them and scare the hell out of them.
Yeah, I'd make a spooky ghost costume, but they stole my pants.
We need a hockey mask, that's all.
Wait for them to wander off and wreck their camp. Something that would make a teenage girl run home to mommy and daddy.
I'll find them.
Thanks.
But I am gonna need a raise.
Don't hold your breath. I'd start by hiking back towards your tower and just keep an eye out for anything that would lead you to them.
Like beer cans?
They're big into Red Eagle.
Great. See if you can
Hey, Chris again.
And Sean.
Hey, if you saw the second trailer for Firewatch, there's a moment that takes place here where Delilah points out that there's someone in Henry's tower. Henry points out that he's not there. Camera swings back to the tower, and it's a big dramatic ending. Of course, that moment happens in a completely different part of the map in the actual game, and has
I wonder if she can see me.
to this moment that you're now experiencing.
And this was a trailer that we had debuted with Sony at E3, so we knew we had a big audience and that a lot of people were going to see it. It's really, really challenging. I mean, you all know, because everyone goes to movies, what it's like to watch a trailer for a movie that you're excited about and maybe have already decided to see and then be shown too much stuff. And every once in a while, a movie either has like the ability to or sort of the chutzpah to just show you a scene that hit the cutting room floor or an alternate version of something that gets you feeling the way you should feel and excited for the movie as presented, but doesn't spoil it for you. And I think I'm really happy that we ended up doing that. I think it's good. Like, you're not lying. It's not like we showed you a mechanic that you can't do or anything like that.
I basically had to find a way to accurately convey
They weren't
the
no
type
No
of
Man's
tension and
Sky.
mood of the game without spoiling it.
Which I heard
we
Sean
just
Murray
ended
has
up
completely
writing
stepped away
those
from that
trailers
project.
to fit.
He's
I think
pulled
like
out. He's like, yeah, I'd top it out, bro. I guess we just gotta climb up it. We'll figure a way. It'll be fine. Well, that's the way over. And there must be another way. We're lost, Delilah. Give us a fucking beacon map. Ooh, what's this? Oh, look like a cave entrance. I was like, I've never been there before. We can't go that way. Maybe we can go the other way. There we go. We're gonna follow the beer cans. Oh, those motherfucking girls. Did they not realize this is non-biodegradable? I mean, yes, you can debate that that's just a future mineral deposit. But it's littering. Damn it. There's a supply drop near us. Ooh, this tape's not available. Well, fuck you too, Fox. It's funny how they do that. They make you come back and like feature. Please tell me this is the rifle shotgun awesomeness. Nothing. Seriously, like nothing. But hey, that's all I really wanted to grab. Can't really do anything, so let's keep chasing that trail before we get lost. There we go. Fucking gate.
Be right back, gotta get food.
Hey, no worries, man. That's odd.
There's an abandoned pack out here.
And it's not one of the teens?
No, it looks like it was lost a long time ago.
Well, you could always pilfer it for supplies.
Well, I am flush with ropes now. That
Nice.
pack was full of them, in decent
Ropes on
condition.
ropes on ropes.
That's lucky.
I mean, there's enough rope here that I could just leave them hooked up, I think. Oh, get this. This pack came with one of those cardboard single-use cameras.
With pictures left?
Yeah, he only used 3 or 4.
Neato.
Thank you, Brian Goodwin.
Wait, who?
The bag had the name Brian Goodwin sewn into the top.
Huh. Wow.
Do you know him?
Yeah, I just haven't heard that name in a few years.
There we go. Money. Fine, I guess I gotta reply to her.
Was he a ranger or something?
Look, I'm
no,
like
no.
fucking quick on my feet.
He was stationed in Two Forks, your lookout, with his dad Ned 3 summers ago. Great kid.
You can bring children out here?
No.
I'm supposed to.
You know, I'm not a stickler for rules. They took off halfway through the summer.
What, they couldn't handle your unique brand of charm?
Now they can.
Unsurprising.
Anyway, so it goes. Have fun with that camera. Try not to snap anything that would scar a Photodome employee.
I don't know, I got a lot of hiking to do. Might get bored.
Well, I'm bored as rocks, so I'll keep you company while you find those girls, huh?
Oh joy. Popping Windows out of
it's
logs.
Ben. Oh, it's Jake. Hey, Ben. So let's talk about Henry's camera. Or I guess, more specifically, the Goodwin family camera. We liked the idea of Brian and his dad bringing one of those little cardboard cameras out with them. And we had thought at various points in production, maybe we should cut taking photos because it's really complicated. Maybe you should just see the ones at the end in the credits and be shocked by the Goodwin family.
When I joined the project, I actually was super excited about this feature. I liked the idea of having the camera have a little bit of a real-world feel to it. People seem to like when you showed an animated GIF of it on Twitter. People went crazy, remembering.
Especially once the idea was proposed that on PC you could print out your photos or you could upload them to the internet and get them developed, which is the thing that we do.
Yeah, the photos that we take are
really?
actually secretly 5-megapixel, first-generation digital camera quality photos, but just good enough that if you print them out, they look okay.
Yeah, once we went all in on that as a concept, it seemed like having the camera in the game was an essential no-brainer. And then we went all in on making it work like a real camera. We really wanted, you'll have a fixed number of shots you can take. Every time you take a picture, Henry has to wind the camera by hand.
And some players ignore it and don't take pictures. They'll take the 2 that Delilah tells you to, and then the end credits will play, and they'll see 2 pictures, and a little feeling of loss that they didn't participate in that feature.
Yeah, or people who get super bummed because they get really into the mystery and take pictures of strange machines and ripped up campsites and a dead Brian Goodwin, and then get to the end credit sequence and go, oh, that was me.
Yeah, they only see the sad things.
I
Those
like
people
that
win.
depending on how much you use the camera and what you choose to take a picture of, you end up getting a different story at the end of the game. That's the thing that I think worked out the best with the camera and made me the happiest that we actually went all out on building this stupid thing.
Yeah.
The fossil now. Velociraptor. Here. So I see fire. I think I found our girls.
I see a really thin plume of smoke.
Yeah, I see it too. A thin plume like this is either a new fire or a campfire.
Campfire. You think it's them?
I reckon so.
It looks like it's
I
to
reckon.
the southwest of me.
That's right. If you hike towards 5 Mile Creek, that should put you in the neighborhood. Keep an eye on that smoke plume. Let me know if it's getting any larger.
Will do.
It's burning ablaze.
Hi, I'm Will, and I was the gameplay and systems programmer on Firewatch.
And I'm James, and I was the animator on Firewatch.
And we're here to talk about climbing and mantling today.
We had a bunch of stuff that essentially was more point-to-point interactive stuff, where you sort of look to the rock you
Wow, that's so
put your
curious.
hand on and click on it, and you kind of do that. A lot of the platforming-y type stuff just got pared down because as you make the game, you realize what game you're making, and it's not really about an athletic climbing person. It just kind of made the game slower when you were trying to get to the next. Mostly what the climbing
He just shuts her down.
for in game design terms was characterization. So some of the mantles do a decent job of getting across that Henry is kind of a lumbering, slightly heavier person, as we sort of force you to watch Henry kind of slug over an edge rather than
Just call him an oaf, why don't you?
We also use it a lot of times to
Whoa.
break up sightlines so that you get a good vista as you come up over a mantle, like when you see
What the fuck is going on?
a flashlight for the first time, or
Yeah.
kind of see the burned forest.
In the cave, sometimes we use the camera animation on mantles.
What the fuck is going on?
Teleport to a different part of the cave, which was pretty useful actually, so that was quite good.
The reason that it all got pared down is we, didn't want you to ever fall off the cliff, didn't want you to back down them. Like, nobody ever wanted to climb back up those twice, so...
Okay,
we just made them simpler and simpler and simpler.
That's the most normal thing I've seen.
Hit the button and climb all the way up.
One of the earliest conversations
So maybe
with
stepping
Jake,
right here
he just
triggers
sort of
something.
casually mentioned, oh, and we're thinking that you can't die in this game, and which now seems like the most obvious design decision ever for Firewatch, but I'd only been making games.
Oh, that's kind of
where
cool.
like,
It's a sundial.
You have your
With the game.
die and you respawn and like traditional video game stuff. And the idea
It's really
suddenly
crazy
like,
that they would
like,
put
how
that
do you
inside of
make
there.
content that still feels like I'm climbing over stuff and I'm doing things, but with absolutely no risk.
I wonder if we broke
and I
it.
remember at the very beginning being like,
I think we broke
God, is
it.
that going to be a huge problem? Of course now.
Oh
if
dear
you ever saw
gosh.
Henry
I think I
Ford
broke the sun.
the game, it would be ludicrous and ruin the moment.
Absolutely.
But Firewatch 2 is going to have lots of.
I broke the sun. Fuck.
Death, obviously.
Alright, Henry. Trusting this will fix it, okay, bud? Now we're fucked. Hope on day 2, whatever day 2 would be at that point.
Oh,
We're
hey,
good.
this is Ben again, and I'm here with
We're good.
Paolo.
Hello, I'm Paolo. I was the graphics programmer on Firewatch.
So we're here to talk a little bit about the time of day system that the game uses and the skybox stuff. You're in an area where there's a weird device that you can use to step and mess around with those while we talk.
Oh, okay.
As you can see around you right now, you can walk on the different parts there, and you'll see
I
the
come
weather
back and you
changing.
broke
So
the sun.
immediately,
Oh yeah,
when we started
apparently
working on
I
Firewatch,
utilized
there were a couple of
the
important
developer's
points. We had
tool
to have
and then
a
realized it
dynamic time of
after
day.
I
So
played
at any
the
point,
time of day
people could
system.
trigger
And then it
changing
explained
the
to me what
sky,
was happening.
changing the fog,
Oh
changing
shit.
each individual component independently. At the
Fucking
same time,
Delilah.
this has all sorts of technical implications, but the most
Looking for a
important
job,
are,
alright?
okay, how do we represent
I
all
wanna
this
leave my wife.
information? Games have many ways of baking data, which means that you sort of gather the lighting information in a scene and then you save it into memory, which is usually a texture or other data structures, to then use it in real time. Now, the problem with that was that we had a lot of different permutations and we wanted them to change in real time, and also we didn't know ahead of time how many we were going to have. So we tried to go with a fully dynamic solution. In this case, what dynamic
There it
means is
is.
just that as you walk around, you'll see the sun moving around, the sky color changing, the fog color changing, and the shadows moving.
Why did it just sound like he said the fucker changing? Like, it really sounded like he said the fucker changing. Like, I'm sorry, that was hilarious.
The sky, we tried first an approach of representing sort of a simplified version of the scattering equation and seeing what that would look like, and it was looking good in the game, but it was still very difficult to author. And since Ollie as an art director is absolutely talented with colors, at
Yeah,
some
those
point we
classes
just sat
sometimes
down
they don't
and
do
we sort of worked
everything I want them
together
to
and
do.
said, okay,
But
imagine
they
that
are
you
good
could
for, like,
just
you know, keeping
paint
your
the
eyes
sky
like
in
fucking steady
Photoshop
for a
and
second.
think about how that would work
Gunner
in the game. It
glasses,
might
they
just
do help
magically
take
work.
out the strain,
And
that's for
by
sure.
doing that, we basically dissected his process of
But I like natural
assembling just
eyesight.
the painted sky in
Looks better.
Photoshop, and we created a shader, which are basically programs that run on the GPU to render things, that suited his exact style. So really, the sky is just a series of gradients that blend into each other, with a couple of controls to change curves and attenuations between them. So as you walk
Crazy.
around, you'll be able to see how both the sky changes and then the fog adapts
Oh, there
to
we
the
go.
same color and the sun moves in the right direction. And then there were just a couple of numbers to make sure that like the brightness around the sun would be higher, so that it would still sort of represent and give the feeling of what the sky and how the sky behaves.
And this like gave Ollie the ability to test some things very quickly.
Exactly. Having immediate feedback for filling a world that was as big as Firewatch, especially for the sort of limited team size that we had, was absolutely important. Like, we had to have a way so that artists would make something quickly, have an idea of what it would look in the
Pablo,
game, and knowing that it was
that's
pretty
awesome,
close
but
to what we were going to
I'm
ship.
gonna go to this story dialogue.
Bridge out here.
Really? Is it a complete arch?
No, I guess the bridge is out here. Still, I think I could jump this gap to get across the canyon.
Well, you're a regular Evel Knievel.
Oh yeah, you
Hell
should
yeah,
see the
baby.
jumpsuit I'm wearing.
Hey, Jane.
Hi, Jake. Let's talk about how I almost killed you over this canyon crossing.
Why would anyone have any objection to something in a game as lovely as this area?
So originally, when we first built this whole canyon, you can only walk through the bottom where the creek is.
It looks really lovely when you're walking along the bottom looking up.
And you cannot get close to anything.
You can just imagine what the top of the canyon looks like, and you don't ever have to see it or make it.
Basically, there was nothing up here.
But what if, think about this though, what if you could walk across the top of it and look down, and then we built all of that too?
I just remember the day when you mocked this out in the paper map and just gingerly just showed it to me. And then I looked at it and I was like,
what's that line? What's that line doing going over there?
No way, Jake.
There was no way I was going to win that. I mean, I ended up just building a lot of it myself to try
and I think you were like, okay, how about this other thing? I was like, okay, this other thing is fine, but this is definitely not happening.
I just secretly built a million walls and trees and did every single thing that I possibly could to make it so you would look at it.
You did a good job though, because the thing I was really worried about was when you're up there, you end up seeing basically the whole length of the canyon.
So weird.
And then also all the way to basically towards Delilah's tower, which means it's
way
all the way
through the Beartooth Point.
It would be
area.
way too much game to try to draw.
Mule Point. Yeah,
so that
exactly.
that was the original sort of
It was a lot
fear.
of very careful then you go around this turn and then you secretly drop down 3 feet and a bunch of huge trees come up. I was very happy that we were able to get the canyon crossing in because it's one of the few places where I think you do a total figure 8 over yourself.
Yeah. It was nice that you managed to problem solve all the sight line areas before I lose my mind.
Thanks for not killing me. I'm alive to be on this commentary track.
And then she kills him. So far, this is a really beautiful game, though, to stream at 1080p, 60 frames a second. I love that. And I was really super happy to see that this one passed the test.
What does she have?
She's got Alzheimer's, dementia.
Whoa. How old was she?
Is she? She's alive. She's with her family in Melbourne, Australia.
Hi, Mac.
She's
How
43.
are you, mate?
Pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Hold on real fast. Let me see who is in the chat. Oh, this thing isn't loading fast enough. I'll just re-trigger it real fast.
We were scared shitless.
Yes.
We went straight to the doctor after her first
Falcon,
spell.
dude, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a good
Dad
second.
nursed her, and we were both just very scared. Can't really tell when Julia is scared. She just gets
Let me
quiet.
pause this real quick. The damn gameplay. There we go. Yeah, that's one thing I hate about going back and forth between that little chat media thing and YouTube. Sometimes it will continue to play the video, and you're like, damn it, I don't want to hear myself talk in 3 seconds.
Welcome to the chat, Falcon.
I know, it's been such a good second since we've seen you in here. Choices. I think I'll choose to keep my feet dry. Try to, at least.
Thank you.
There's the fire.
How do you like Firewatch, Mac?
Oh, I love it. It was a game that I played before, I bought it because like I read it in a Game Informer and fell in love with the way that they were crafting this game. And so like when I saw it like for like, I think the first or second weekend that they pushed it out, and then they knocked like I think $2-3 off of it, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll buy it, support an indie cause, because like reading through like what they were going to try to put, and like the graphics before Pro, I mean they were okay, but like the graphics with Pro, I was like really impressed. They crafted something really beautiful. So I mean I like it a lot. I'm assuming that's a pelican and not an otter. Or an angry duck, I don't know. Something crazy. Alright, so we gotta follow the lake.
I've played it and liked it too. It's unique.
Yeah, it really is. And that's like one of the things I love about it. Like it offered like this whole different like style of gaming that I wasn't used to. So it was like really refreshing. And she is so curious. Baby girl.
I walked over and asked her what her major was because I thought she was a student, not a prof.
Smooth.
That's
What is
me.
the point of this bush back
the
here?
first move, though.
Aw, you were brave.
I was drunk.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting stuck inside the fucking game. Alright, let's try this again. Damn it, I missed a can. I hope we're in California. The CRV here is like fucking crazy. There we go.
Bet it looks nice on the Pro. I'm thinking of buying one myself.
It's really worth it. Like, honestly, if you have like a lot of games that you won't have that are titles for the supported list, because there isn't a lot, but there is a good amount that they've made like the changes to, which I was reading on. Some of them definitely are 4K, some of them are so-so. But like, you look at games like this where it's like they definitely are very apparent, where they're like physical upgrades. Same thing with Tomb Raider. Holy shit, that was really good. I slammed an SSD inside of it just to make sure it would run faster too. Because apparently reading up on it, it's the same sized freaking CPU, but apparently it's overclocked a little bit from when I was reading. You think it was a 1.6 and now it's a 2.0, so it went up like 4 points, I think, something around there. And then the GPU is like where you get like a fucking huge jump in the Jaguar. So it's like you get to see like a lot of fun stuff. And I am totally lost right now. Let's walk with the map on our face. That's not gonna end up being like funny as we end up in like a fucking pit of doom.
Smoother frame rates from what I've been reading.
Yeah, because like when you go to the 2160.
Matt, I bought Dragon Ball Xenoverse again.
Oh, nice. You end up seeing like the frame rate of 30 frames per second, on the 4K is like the maximum point that I've seen. But I'm sure updates will get it to 60. Streaming's really cool too, man. Like I like how now like there are titles that give you the 1080p 60 frames a second to give to the viewers. So I like that and enjoy that a lot myself personally. Being able to share that, but I've noticed there are certain games that aren't, and that's why I've started like streaming the list. And the list is just the games that are on the list and which ones that are like definitely support the like graphics. So I can commentate on like more games that are on that list that like are basically being supported by the UHD and the HDU, I believe. I don't know about the other one. Like the UHD is like tethered with like just upscaling from 2K to 4K, but there are some other TVs that utilize the same thing but upscale as well. It's like one of the older ones, but UHD is the one you really want. Like that's the one that gives you like almost native, like fucking like 4K. So it's like that's the one thing also like I have to say is like if you don't have a 4K TV, unfortunately, the game experience won't be there. It's kind of a bummer. To kind of think that unless you make the investment later on, then like you're totally ready for the future. But it's not gonna be like that big of a difference. It'll run a little faster, maybe tiny look a little bit better, but it's not gonna look like noticeably fucking different.
They're not big fans of mine.
And you have to plug it directly into the TV. You can't go through any media center anymore, unless it's like some kind of like crazy like 4K TV media center, which would be fucking insanely expensive. But
done a better job looking after
her. The reason is because it downgrades.
Do you know if Final Fantasy 1.5 is on it?
Yes, it is. I know that for a fact because I was reading it, and Sony was like very adamant about saying that. Unfortunately, Dishonored 2 was, but it glitched. Like it looks, but like for streaming, I had to put it in just regular 1080p. It's not the 60 frames, so it's like I'm sure those will be updates. It'd be even cooler too if they allowed me to like stream like on like 2K, like that would be so fucking badass if they allowed me to stream that for you guys. Like, but who knows? Like, I mean, because like look what Sony did later on in the career of like PlayStation 4, where they released not just the 720p but the 720p 60 frames per minutes or a second. So it's like there is a lot of like freaking improvements that they can do through time. And Pro isn't like their major majority until they see like a lot of the community swing over finally to the 4.5 system. But I don't really see that happening. Like I can see a lot of people kind of like liking it, definitely, but like not getting the maximum ability to utilize it because they don't understand how to. But that's why I put together like a little like freaking like segment video for people to watch, like that I just put on the site just for the simple HadPad points. It's like if you're streaming and you're like utilizing a Pro, here's the pros and cons of it, because it unfortunately does come down to that point where it's trial and error. You're trying to figure out something where it's like, oh hey, look, this is cool, but like Dash can definitely like commentate that like it's like when I was playing Watch Dogs, it sucked at the higher frame rate because it kept glitching. Like, and I only realized that once I viewed it on PC. It didn't do that on the actual phone portion. So it's something with the coding for some weird reason when it transcribes directly to YouTube and PC. It doesn't really want to work. But some of them do. Like, you see, like, Tomb Raider and it works amazing. And you see this game and it works amazing. So that's what I'm going down the list with. But Final Fantasy 15, I might actually have to buy because it's on the list. I didn't want to, but it's on the list, so
yeah, it kept glitching a little bit.
Yeah. It wasn't bad, but it was definitely something where it's like you definitely noticed like this little hiccup here and there, and like it would pause the audio and you see like what's going on. Why did they have Teddy Roosevelt, like a picture of him? That's like so badass. Rough Rider. All right, cool. Be free, Pinecone. You belong in nature. Poor pine cones. Fucking pine cone monger.
How many hikers go missing in the Shoshone?
A lot.
More than none, unfortunately, with most of them being in this area. The thoroughfare because it's so remote. Why?
I found an old flyer for a missing hiker. It just got me thinking, that's all. Like how you said one day you were talking to the Goodwins and then the next you weren't.
Ned Goodwin didn't get mauled by a bear or stuck in a ravine. He was just a PTSD'd a-hole who dragged his son out to do a job and realized it was a bad idea.
PTSD? That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was in the army. He was off. It's actually the saddest story. He was only discharged because his mother, Brian's grandmother, died. She'd been taking care of him, and
That is
Ben
really
was the
sad.
only next of kin.
Damn. And you got to know Brian a little bit?
What's that fire?
I talked to him way more than I talked to Ned.
Son of a bitch.
How was he at, spotting fires?
You fucking put it out?
Better than you. He actually liked to stay in the tower.
Alright. Go back to that forest.
Boy, for as dry as it is this summer, there's an area down here that's lush.
Oh, you must be talking about the Aspen Grove down there.
Yeah, I think that's where I am.
Those trees are actually one root organism. Did you know that?
No, but that's pretty badass.
Yeah, they share their water as a colony that can live for hundreds of years, even through fire. Can you believe you're actually getting paid to learn all of these amazing things? Also,
I'm not, but I would love to get paid to learn these things.
lead you towards where we saw that smoke.
Alright, tape 24.
Hi, this is Ben again, and I'm here with Paolo.
Hey, Paolo.
We're going to
Paolo's
talk
hella
about
funny.
stylistic fog and some of the other effects in the game.
For the stylistic fog, we basically use the same approach that we use for the other rendering components and technologies of Firewatch, which was how do we get something that allows Ollie and Jane to really just be directive and paint colors and information like they want into a 3D world. So the only challenge that was there really was how do we translate sort of a 3D scene that has depth into it into layers of colors, and immediately we came up with this technique of using a one-dimensional texture that is applied. You can imagine that the image it's a sort of a rectangular image goes from left to right. Imagine that left is the color that is closer to the player and right is the color that is in the distance. So in that way you are basically able to paint color in the depth of the world, and that really gave Jane and Ollie the control they needed to make the Firewatch colors as beautiful as they are.
Yeah, it really matches a lot of Ollie's original poster and previs work for the game.
Yeah,
and that technique is used a lot in film. In film, they wouldn't even just use one texture; they'd use
Her response is so ridiculous.
to layer out an entire scene. But can't do that in a video game because we got to render at a lot of frames per second on bad computers sometimes.
Yeah, and for that, like for the color correction specifically, we used the plugin that was actually available in the Unity Asset Store, and it just worked right off the bat for us. It gave us sort of the real-time tweaking that we needed, and thanks to that, we saved some development time, which was really precious.
Yeah, there's the amplify color if you're really wanting to make your own Firewatch. And in an area like this Aspen Grove, you can see all those effects coming together. You see we have God rays coming from the sun, we have depth of field. If you pick up an object to blur out the world, you can see all the different colors that Ollie's manipulating beyond just like what the sky and light would provide.
Yeah, awesome.
So they're probably going to comment on Henry.
Hi, this is Ollie again.
And this is Syndra. I worked as a character artist.
One of the most important things about this game, from our point of view, was to try and get the player to kind of inhabit this character Henry, and a big part of that was his character design. We wanted him to be a little different to the regular kind of character you might expect from this kind of game. He's a little older, a little more portly, and we wanted to make sure that
So that's what our character looks like.
your body and you really like feel as if you are playing this character. And to do that, I designed him from the point of view of like trying to make him feel like an older man in terms of the way he moved, looked. We used a lot of, I guess, reference for this, particularly comedian Louis C.K. was one that we
I had like a mood board that I made that's just essentially just like a collage of Louis C.K. and there was also a fair bit of like Wreck-It Ralph and like the heavy sort of like these heavy.
That's funny because that's what I was kind of thinking.
Sort of slow-moving characters. So actually, when I was modeling, I would actually put like a camera in Henry's head so I could look down at his body, which is like I think most design characters for third-person games.
Fuck your fire.
I was not used to, designing anything from that perspective. The initial model I sent you guys was pretty much just a bunch of primitives mashed together, like really rough, sort of like early
Team
early
zone.
just to get like a feel for the just proportions and to give James something to rig, so you could just get something moving and kind of get a preview of the motions. Because you don't need like a fully formed, highly detailed 3D model to just do animation. So actually nailing that stuff early on was really important, I think.
Focus the hands, because those are the things that the player sees the most, and they're the most sort of
It's so funny.
Henry. So we wanted to make sure that the shapes were really simple and bold and evocative in order to allow James, our animator, kind of give him the best material to work with and portray the character through those motions.
Yeah, they're practically the main character.
Sounds crazy, but even a bull elk if it's off its rocker.
Some of their clothes are all torn up. Maybe I should take one of their sleeping bags as payback.
At this stage, take whatever you want.
Looks like someone left a note.
Intriguing. Maybe you should read it.
Okay, yeah.
Let me know what it says.
Dear Psycho, I hope you're fucking happy. We're leaving and we're going to find the police or whatever. The fucking teens, yeah, or whatever. And tell them about how you creeped on us in the lake. Hey, I came over to fucking like throw away your fucking beer cans and tell you not to set off fireworks. There's another creep, but I understand. Just I got framed. A creep framed me. Anyways, and then they came and destroyed our campsite and all the other stuff. Yada yada yada. We're stupid ass fucking teens. Oh, gross. Oh, that is gross. They fucking stole the panties. Like, bro, those are rewards given by women when there's like a token of a good fuck. I don't know. I've had chicks be like, here you go. And I'm like, the fuck's that for? And like, like, okay, I'm just going to throw that away. I'm just letting you know that. But yeah, they seem pretty pissed off calling us an axe murderers, so yeah. They're very fucking friendly with their whole words. Might as well record it.
Sure.
Well, what's it say?
Threatening to call the police because they think I attacked them.
Oh my god, well, did you?
Yes, I attacked them.
Don't be ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. I've known you, 24 hours? Maybe you're nuts.
Look, I just came out here to sit in a tower, all right? Not get into some mess with a bunch of co-eds.
It's fine. They're gone?
Yeah, they're gone. But you should see this place. It's weird.
It's very
Weird
destructive.
Stuff happens in the woods. It could be other campers. They could be having a bad mushroom trip. We really don't know. But they're gone. There's no way to call the cops. They're not coming back. And we can get to work. I'd really like to start enjoying a quiet summer.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I didn't get the fucking last tape. No. Oh, shit. That's no good. I am excited about 4 again. After playing it once, I was like, damn it, dude, that was actually really fun. And it did generate a lot of view counts, which is pretty cool. So, definitely seemed like a fun prospect. Get more boards.
Yeah.
What do you look like?
Why are you asking?
It's kind of
Because
weird.
I'm horribly superficial.
Well,
Burt Reynolds,
I get
girl.
confused for Burt Reynolds all the time.
Oh, is that so?
Women say that we have a similar musk.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you asked.
Okay, well, that gives me a good start. Now let's see. In my scope, I can only tell you're a white guy wearing shorts.
It's hot. And maybe, by the way, I'm not white. It's not very, PC or whatever they say.
God, you are the whitest man. Wow. I don't need a spotting scope for that. And if not shorts, then what do you normally like to wear?
Tuxedo, baby.
As often as possible.
Oh, really?
You bet.
cosmopolitan. I didn't realize Boulder was so chic.
It is the peak of high society.
Good to know, dear, yes. Now tell me about your face. I'm looking at you across the bar. What do I see?
Pretty thick beard.
Oh, have you always had a beard?
For a while, yeah.
All right, perfect. I want to know about your eyes.
Get out of here.
I'm drawing
Being
you.
weird,
I
girl.
need to know.
You're what?
Is
Hella
that
weird.
okay?
No, it's weird.
Don't answer. I'm gonna do it regardless.
Fine.
Weirdo.
Your eyes, tell me.
They're happy.
They're happy, I think. I mean, I've been told they look happy.
Julia told you that, huh?
Look, I don't know how to describe eyes.
Happy is good. That's good. Okay, got it. Thank you, Henry.
You get what you need?
Absolutely.
And there's our last board.
I got that window all patched up. So, what should I do now? What's next?
What's next? What do you think is next?
Well, you've been the one giving me tasks for 2 days straight.
Yeah.
What's next?
So Mac, what's your opinion of the MacGyver reboot?
And call me at the first sign of smoke.
Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't really watched it.
You're mentally prepared for that task,
So.
I'll give it to you.
Oh, I'm ready for this
I
chick.
think I am ready to tackle my long-term commitment of keeping this national forest safe from total destruction.
I am glad to hear you've really thought this through.
I mean, I like the I guess opinion that they're redoing it.
You know,
Because I was a really big fan of like MacGyver back like when I was a kid.
I've
Like,
only
still
seen
am now.
trailers.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, and that's like all I really have, and like I've been waiting for it to be a full season so I can devour it, see if it's good or not, like kind of continue with that, which kind of sucks because I am hindering its chance if it's a hidden relic from succeeding. But I'm very so crucial of that show, so it's like I am very curious to see. Day 9, damn it! We've jumped into the future. Fucker. I like how YouTube recommended my own video for me. I was like, that's so awesome. Like, hey, you might like this video. I'm like, yeah, I might. I recorded it. I hope I like it. Yes, yummy, yummy. Food in my tummy.
Not too
Yeah.
bad. I could get used to it out here.
A great time
The
here, girl.
music in this game is relaxing.
It is, honestly. That's one thing I liked about like the commentary that they have, because they basically tell you what's going on with some of the actual like music composure and like how they have like this whole rhythm engine where it like syncs in between like 6 interlude points. So for an indie game, this is very elaborate. Like, it's pretty cool.
You should tell whoever that I'm happy to be questioned.
Look, it's not going to be an issue. I mean, if they turn up dead, then maybe.
Why would you say that? Who the fuck says that?
I think it's worth mentioning something.
Yeah. Very worth mentioning something.
I'll keep it vague. I really don't want to talk to the cops.
Hi, it's Ben.
Gosh.
And it's James again. And this is day 9.
Can't listen to this girl.
Story-only day. There's not a lot to do.
Yeah, primarily you just eat a sandwich. But there was at one point gonna be elks. In the sort of framing of the beautiful sunset across the canyon, there was going to be a very majestic herd of elks. And in fact, this is why we made the elk rig, as far as I recall. Because now the only other places in the game where you see it are, there's a dead one, which is optional and apparently quite hard to find.
Yeah, most people miss that one.
Yeah, and there's one in the intro, but we made them so they could
Delilah seems kinda
stalk through the
shady.
canyon in a herd.
She is, kind of. Especially
we did all this weird, like, sort of conjecture about, like, how we could implement this, and it's uneven ground, and there's winding passages through the cavern. We're like, well, maybe we could do some kind of elk navigation. Have them walk along a spline, and then it very quickly was clear that
Eldar.
very silly.
What's interesting, though, is this is still one of the most taken photographs in Firewatch as it is. Like, people still think it's very pretty.
Yeah, it ended up being less is more.
Yeah.
Everyone, you want to slap elks everywhere, but sometimes you've got to exercise restraint.
Well, game 2, nothing but elks, probably,
Nothing
right?
but elks.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Game 3, Elks. We'll call it.
What do you want?
What do you want, baby girl?
You big dumb idiot.
You're a big dumb idiot.
Oh, baby, you sound tired.
I am.
Wait,
Are you having a nice time?
I don't know. There's some weird stuff going on.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, I'll let you get back to sleep then.
Okay, Jules.
Delilah seems nice.
She knows a Delilah?
Sure.
Bye, baby.
See, Australians have the cutest accents. For women, besides British girls. Day 33. Time is just flying out of control for us.
Is it too much of a pain in the ass to bring supplies all the way up to our towers?
Well, I get my stuff hand-delivered.
Oh, how's that
You
work?
lucky bitch.
The perks of a decade of service. You're out hiking in 90-degree heat, and I get to do crosswords. Isn't life miserably unfair? Anyway, when you find the supply drop, remember it's not just for you, okay? Other
I'm
lookouts,
taking everything now.
biologists, a few people get their food there, and I don't want to have to call in for more.
No, I'll have to go to your place for a party.
Lots of good stuff, though. Beans, prunes, jerky.
I'm taking all the jerky and beans.
Prunes a day. 6. She's, like, really precise about it. She'd be
She
great
can
at
have
this job if she didn't need wheelbarrows full
all the
of
prunes
marijuana.
she wants then. I want the prunes.
So, like, 2 weeks ago, you called me in the middle of the night. You were sleeping, I guess, and all I heard was the name Jules through the mumbles. I just thought it was so sweet. I wanted to wake you up, but then I thought maybe you were having a nice conversation, and I'd just be spoiling it. I hope you're doing okay, when it comes to her.
I am.
Good. I'm glad. Look, so a couple of months before I took this job, I was with this guy, Javier. He's incredible, caring, sexy as hell. He was a driller down in Casper. We dated for almost 5 years.
Oh, there we go.
I was working with the Wyoming Outdoor Leadership School, and I was obsessed with it. I wanted to be an instructor so badly. And I was sure I was going to marry Javier as soon as I could be bothered. Walls was also a good excuse to get out of town, drink whiskey in the mountains, cut loose. Then, Javier's brother got killed working in Gillette, and for some reason, I didn't come home. Javier said it was fine. He'd go to the funeral, take care of his mom, stuff like that. It'd be easier solo. When he came back, he left me. I came out here, I lied, and told my sister he fucked our neighbor. So, I lied to you. I came out here with a broken heart just like you. I figured you've told me so much about you, so, there's something about me.
You's just as broken, girl. We all broken.
From my point of view, it makes it so much more heartbreaking that he leaves her so far away. And I think, because I married an American and I had like a long distance relationship for maybe like 4 months before I came over, and that, you know, it's really stinking far away, you know? So to have
really
that
far.
separation, if it's Chicago, you kind of go, well, get on the plane for a couple of hours and then you can go and visit her. But a 14-hour
I have to go
journey
now,
and
Mac.
the emotional
Work soon.
heartstring
Enjoy
pull,
the
like,
game and keep
all
up
of
the
that,
streams.
you can
Oh, no worries,
understand
man.
why
You have a
he's
nice fun day at
so
work.
torn about what to do, and also for him to move to a completely different country and then have to deal with, you know, a sick wife and living in a space that he's unaware of, you know. So even though, of course, living in the forest is about as
Right, it's like
unfamiliar as you can get as well, but you know,
it's like double
worst of two
distance.
evils.
Yeah, it's like 14 hours
That's
to the
right.
trailhead from Australia, and then another 14 hours from the trailhead to the lookout tower. So it's
64.
Like more
That's
than a
right.
day's journey away from this person.
That's right. That's right. And then the only contact you have by phone, and you know, and I think we discussed this in recording, where you know, when you have a phone conversation with someone, it's great now with Skype and FaceTime and everything because you can actually see their reaction. But there's so many little nuances to a conversation that you just have no idea. Is it because they're half asleep? Is it because they don't give a shit? Is it because... Oh, sorry, that's right.
Oh, you
Is
can
it-
totally swear. There's so many
Okay, cool.
fucks and shits
Great.
in this game. It's not even, you can't stand it.
Fucking shit. Yeah, it's, you know, or is it because he doesn't give a shit about her anymore and she doesn't know and she's confused anyway? And yeah, so that kind of complexity for me made that little scene so much more beautiful and tearing at the heartstrings kind of thing.
Later, Falcon, take care.
Practical or a little risque when coming up with them. But why don't you do the honors?
Delilah's a nice name.
No, you big dummy.
I was kidding.
I was serious.
Not. You're sweet, but we can't call it the Delilah Fire.
I want to call it the Delilah Fire.
How about my middle name, June?
Ooh.
Even though it's July.
Ooh.
I like it.
Ooh.
So there's this creek down the hill, and, you know what my favorite thing to do is?
What's that?
Make random shit up.
I love to take a bottle of whatever I have on hand, plunge it deep into the water, and let it chill in there all day. And then, on nights like tonight, when it is so disgustingly hot, I have something nice and cool to drink. I learned that from my sister in Santa Fe. She'd do that with a bottle of tequila near her house and make margaritas the size of your head. You'd like it there.
Maybe.
If I was there with you, I'm sure I would like it a lot.
Are you looking at the fire?
No.
Yeah.
You should. Let me know when you are.
Ooh, fire blocked. Alright, I guess we gotta figure out some way to get to the June fire. Man, they definitely got all the crickets and everything down to a T. So you feel like it's nighttime. fuck was that? I don't think we're alone in this fucking forest. Oh, I think I went the wrong way. Because I think it's in a rupee. Shit. Oh, we already got that one. Okay, almost has the clear. I can't see anything. Okay. There we go. This is my way out. Perfect. Hop down. That's where we want to go. Let's make sure by the map. I think might have to make another alarm pass. Because according to that, I'm going the wrong way again. Go up and then over. Right here. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Okay, I'm looking at it again.
I love how they look at night. During the day, it's just smoke, but when the sun is down, you can just get lost.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
Why do you say that?
Because I do. I'm not crazy. I mean, we've had such a good time, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't talk to the other lookouts as much as I talk to you. Not in the same way. And I know you're not really available, but I want you to know, well, maybe it'd be nice to get together at the end of the summer. Look, we don't have to plan or even talk about it. I'm just having the thought. I wish I was over there.
I wish you were too.
We could sit outside. We could talk without these radios. We could, you know.
What?
What? What could we do?
Well, let me tell you.
I was just reading a note.
Fishing without a license?
It's one fish, and I'm sick of all the stuff I got to eat.
Just chill.
I won't tell anyone you're a poacher.
Don't
That
be a
reminds
bitch.
me, I keep hearing reports from Fish and Game about a problem bear they're trying to keep tabs on. Can you search around the lake for fresh tracks and just let me know what you find? There was a crew burning fire lines out to the east, and, you know, I think sometimes it riles up the wildlife.
Huh. Problem bear? Fuck that. I am of the opinion that
Yeah.
they are all problems.
Bears will fuck you up.
Come on, please.
You fucking go fuck with a bear and see what happens.
Leave this planet as a pile of bear shit.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Delilah. Fuck you. Anyways, this is a good pausing point. I might shift gears and go into a different game after this, but this is a nice ending point for day 76. We don't have too many days left. I think it goes up to, like, I think the map even says it. Let me see real fast. Is this where? Yeah, so we're day 76. These are where it gets a lot more lengthier. But there's obviously probably about, like, I can probably beat it the next playthrough. It'll be really easy. We can add another thing to the playlist archive. But I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to probably log off, get something, probably get something a little bit eaten. Maybe come back. I'll see you guys later.